to the state pension age were communicated. Well, Angela Madden is chair of the campaign. I'm delighted to say she joins me live now on LBC News Breakfast. Angela, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
Well, since we last spoke, I gather you've now managed to raise a considerable sum. I think it's £150,000 in recent weeks to fund this High Court challenge. Just take us through then what's happening today and how positive you feel or not about getting the legal outcome you and other waspies want.
Well, we serve papers today on the High Courts. 3 weeks ago, we sent a letter before action to the government, the Department of Work and Pensions, and they responded to us last Friday, a week ago Friday, and hadn't changed their position. So we are serving papers to the High Court, and a judge will assess whether we have a claim or not. And if we do, he will recommend a judicial review and assess what the court has done from a legal, what the DWP has done from a legal perspective.
Okay, well, we've got a government spokesperson's statement, actually. Bear with me. I'm going to read it out, certainly for the benefit of our listeners. We do not comment on live litigation, they say. We accept the Ombudsman's finding of maladministration and have apologised for there being a 28-month delay in writing to 1950s-born women. However, evidence showed only 1 in 4 people remember reading and receiving letters that they weren't expecting, and that by 2006, 90% of those women knew that the state pension age was changing. Fair to say that actually sounds pretty clear-cut from their perspective?
From their perspective, but we think they are wrong. We did all receive letters very late. I received mine in 2012, 2 years before I thought I was getting my state pension at 2014. It was a letter in a brown envelope. We definitely read those letters. We might not read every piece of mail that comes into our houses, you know, offering us makeup or holidays or whatever. You can almost always tell from the envelope what's going to be inside that letter. And as for 90% of us knowing, the Ombudsman did a 6-year inquiry into evidence from the DWP and evidence from WASPI women, and they found that in 2004, more than half of the women had no idea what their own state pension age was. And they decided at that time that they should write to us all with specific information about our own situation. So nobody told them to do that. They did that on information available to them at that time. So having a look at later information or reconsidering the information that the Ombudsman already considered is not what the government should be doing at this stage. And we think that's unlawful. Our lawyers think it's unlawful. We'll now have to wait and see what the High Court thinks.
Meantime, give us a sense of the level of support that you've got among some MPs, because I think there's going to be an e-petition debate this afternoon. Is that right?
There is, yes. It was a petition we started some time ago. It got to over 150,000 signatures. We have a lot of support across the House, at least 200 MPs that we know about. And I think this evening's debate will be very interesting because we're hoping some MPs will come along and say what they want to about what they'd like to see happening. It's a 3-hour debate. The last one we had about a month ago was only an hour and a half, and not all the MPs who wanted to speak at that debate could get to speak because there wasn't enough time. So it will be very interesting. We're very much looking forward to it.
All right, we wish you well. Of course we do.